Hi, BookTube. Here I am again, sitting here. I said again, sitting here in the dining room. It's 7:07 at night. It is October the 13th. It's a Friday here in West Michigan. And it's too early to go to bed. I mean, I don't go to bed until 11, so I must got 4 hours to occupy myself. Like I mentioned, I stopped watching TV a couple of years ago because I thought, I was watching TV, and I say, this is really dumb. I'm just wasting my time. And so I thought what I would do is at night, instead of watching TV, I would read. But then I find that at night, since I read in the mornings and afternoons, that I'm kind of tired at night, and I don't. But I still read at night. I read and then I wander and I mess with the computer and I write. I don't write in my diary usually at night. Now, because Carol's gone, I might write. I don't know. Today on my diary, I ended on page 929. So tomorrow will be October the 14th, 2017. Tomorrow's a Saturday. Probably tomorrow I might watch some college football. I don't know. I thought about there's a library book sale in a small town south of us, but it's supposed to rain and thunderstorms tomorrow, and I have to drive through the country. And if Carol was here, she could drive. I don't know. I don't like driving in bad weather, rain, fog, snow, drizzle. So I probably won't go, since I don't like driving in the rain. Thunderstorms especially I just freak out. Now it's kind of surprising because, well, not surprising, but the direction I'd have to go tomorrow to go drive out to Finville, which is way out in the country, farmland. It's the same road I drove for years when I was working. I had to drive through the country and through blizzards, fog, ice storms, slick roads. It was just sometimes, I used to say to myself, why am I risking my life for this lousy job? But my neighbor next door, he drives all the way to Grand Rapids every day to his job. I got two neighbors who drive all the way from Holland to Grand Rapids. Summer, fall, winter, spring. And I could never do that. I don't know. I admire them for their bravery. But anyway, so I'm sitting here. I thought I'd make a video. Today was a Friday. I now volunteer at the local book. Well, we have a local library. It's called the Hendrick District Public Library. It's a really nice library. It's just like 4 or 5 minutes from where we live. It's a nice library, 3 stories. It's just a really good public library. And in the bottom basement, they have a used bookstore. Just a little, it's called the Book Nook. And I volunteer there now on Fridays. I did for years on Saturdays. But now I do on Fridays from 10 to 1 o'clock. And when you volunteer, you get a free book. It can't be over $2. And the free book I got today is by an Irish writer that I collect. His name is Colm Toibin. This is his novel, Nora, Webster. I didn't have this one. I read the description of it, and I said, I don't have this one. I have several of his novels, like Brooklyn, The Master, The Blackwater Lightship, he's written nonfiction too. I don't know if I own any, but anyway, he's written plays, nonfiction novels. So I collect him. And so I got that as my free book. While I was there, it was kind of slow. I read, once again, Between the Woods and the Water, On Foot to Constantinople, The Middle Danube to the Iron Gates. It's a travel memoir. Now, it's kind of interesting. When I've looked at, this is a trilogy. This is the middle one. The first one, I think, is called The Time of Gifts. And then the third one is called The Broken Road. As he was writing The Broken Road, the man who wrote this, he died. Now, one thing I didn't know when I bought this, I knew it was a travel memoir, and I knew it took place just around the 1930s. It's about Patrick Fermor. He decides he's going to walk all the way to Constantinople. He's going to walk from Holland all the way across Europe, down to Greece and down to Turkey. And so the three books, The Time of Gifts is when he starts out. This one, the middle one, Between the Woods and the Water, I think takes place when says here, it's a trip downriver to Budapest follows, Hungary, Slovakia, the Great Hungarian Plain, across the Romanian border into Transylvania. That's where I'm at right now, is Transylvania. See, the marshes of Transylvania. So these books are like travel memoirs, but the point is he wrote them in his 70s. He wrote them from memory. He remembered when he was young. Says here he was 19 years old when he was walking across the Danube and Hungary and Transylvania, Romania, Slovakia, and all the things that he saw, the villages, the towns, the people. It was all from memory. He wrote this in his 70s. So it's not really, it's a travel memoir, but it's basically, now he did keep a diary, and he lost the diary or the journal, but miraculously it was found. It doesn't say when he was mailed to him. He left it in some castle in Romania or something. And it was mailed to him some way back when he was I would assume in his 60s. But he didn't keep a detailed journal when he was walking, just jotted things down. Because apparently he didn't know that later on in life that he would become one of Britain's great travel writers. He's written other travel books. So it's basically just his memories that he's writing down. But there's a certain kind of dreamlike quality about his writings. He writes about the people, nature, the river, the birds, animals, the aristocracy. He stays with barons and dukes, and he is really well written. It's almost dreamlike. But there's also a sense of melancholy because he's looking back and he knows that this world that when he was young, was destroyed in the Second World War. All that old way of life was wiped out during the Second World War. Anyway, I am enjoying it. I probably will get the first volume, The Time of Gifts, and I might get The Broken Road because I like complete. If it's a trilogy, I want all 3 volumes, so I probably will get them. So I read this today at the Book Nook, and I'm really enjoying it. And there are good reviews in Amazon on this if you want to read about it. But I do recommend it, but it's not really, it's an old man looking back at his youth and remembering, but it's very well written. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm still reading St. John of the Cross. I read that this morning. I get up first of all, Marika Rose, Josiah and Hannah had their baby yesterday. They live out in the Seattle, Washington area. Marika was born at 5 p.m. yesterday evening. Carol called and she sent me pictures. And so Marika Rose was born yesterday, and Hannah's doing fine. Josiah's doing fine. The baby's doing fine. It was a big baby, 10 pounds, 22 inches. So we have another granddaughter. So yeah. So this morning I got up really early and I went downtown for breakfast. Sometimes I do that when Carol's gone. Instead of eating oatmeal or Cheerios, I go downtown at the Windmill restaurant. I went down about 6:30, had pancakes and sausages, and I read The Ascent of Mount Carmel. And I got out these books to look at over the weekend: Reformed Catholicity, The Promise of Retrieval for Theology and Biblical Interpretation by Michael Allen and Scott R. Twain, a Manifesto for Theological Interpretation edited by Greg G. Bartholomew and Heath A. Thomas. I suppose these are different essays by different New Testament biblical scholars or theologians. And I've been looking at Christian Dogmatics, Reformed Theology for the Church Catholic, edited by Michael Allen and Scott R. Twain. These are also articles, I think, or no. Let me see here. Yeah, different writers write on different subjects, like Kevin Vanderhooser wrote on Holy Scriptures, John Webster, who passed away, on Creation out of Nothing. That's what I was reading today. I was talking about the Genesis account of creation, and I wanted to read about with John Webster, the creation out of nothing. These are all good books. I get them out every once in a while, and I just glance through them. So that's what I got out to look at. I did get a CD in the mail today from, I can't remember what it was. I got a CD, it was by Bellwitch, Mirror Reaper. I think they're a New Zealand kind of, they're like a metal band. They play like sludge metal, drone. It's like an 83-minute long one song. Apparently their drummer died, and so this album's kind of like a homage to him, this drummer who died, who was also a founding member of Bellwitch. I haven't listened to it yet. I'm kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to listen to music lately. I just kind of sit here just watching the wheels spin around in my brain. So yeah, I got a new Bellwitch CD in the mail today. No books. So I don't know what I'm going to do tonight to kill time. It's 7:22 at night on a Friday, and I'm just kind of lost what to do. I don't know what it is. So what I usually do is just sit and I pray and I wait it out. Tomorrow is a Saturday. I might watch some college football, read, write. I know Carol's supposed to call tonight. So existence just keeps flowing by. So yeah, that's why I'm reading St. John of the Cross, Ascent to Mount Carmel, Between the Woods and the Water, Travel Memoir by Patrick Leigh Fermor. I got a free book today for volunteering, Nora, Webster, by Colm Toibin. He's an Irish writer. Reading some theology and books on biblical interpretation, theological interpretation. Writing in my diary and thanking the Lord for the safe birth of another grandchild, Marika Rose. And so you just got to keep seeking and keep going and keep fighting the good fight of faith. So, hoping you're having a good night. I will sign off. Until next time, bye.